Good evening. I'm Ben Dean. I am from Miller Township. I am in favor of restricting utility solar developments in Knox County. Thank you for taking the time to listen to the community tonight. It's been a long road getting to this point. And for just a moment, I want everyone to think back to where we were 4 years ago, back to 2021, before utility solar development had become a significant issue in our community, before you'd ever heard or thought of solar panel arrays or capacity factor or SB 52. Now I want you to reflect on what life has been like these last 3 or 4 years. Recall all the local meetings and discussions and debates we've had on this issue. We've had multiple public hearings and many have given testimony both locally and in Columbus. We have struggled with a solar developer who demonized any opposition as misinformation. And when that failed, they tried to silence dissenting voices by preventing them from being able to testify at the local hearing. If we want to, this experience of the last few years can become our new normal. There are at least 3 other solar projects being evaluated for development in Knox County, one near Fredericktown, one near Apple Valley, and one in southern Miller Township. This would be enough to keep us spinning our collective wheels on this issue for perhaps the next decade. If we want to, we can go through the exact same thing with every one of these projects that we've gone through with the Fraser Solar Project. On the other hand, we have the opportunity to make a clear determination as a county and a community that we really do want to preserve the scenic beauty, rural character, and prime agricultural lands we are blessed with here. The Together Knox process has produced a comprehensive plan draft for the county that has one of its top goals, rural conservation, meaning protected and conserved rural and agricultural land maintains unique character, heritage, and natural landscapes. It also has these key objectives: conserve critical natural assets and prime agricultural land, enhance rural character, focus growth and development inward, optimize and improve infrastructure networks. It is pretty clear that utility solar developments with large amounts of prime farmland that they require do not fit into this plan. It would be irresponsible and unfair to pretend otherwise. So, esteemed commissioners, it seems that if you want to adopt this comprehensive plan, there is only one judicious choice you can make regarding utility solar developments. You must restrict them from Knox County. This is why you were elected, to make the hard decisions. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ben.
Good evening. My name is Sarah Dean. I'm from Miller Township. I moved there about 4 years ago, and I have loved almost every minute of it, except for meetings like this, although it's lovely to see you all. I am in favor of a total ban against solar and wind. There are a lot of reasons. I don't really need to rehash them, but I do have a few thoughts that have maybe not been brought up before. I would like you to please recognize that College Township's complete protection from solar by the Philander Chase Conservancy as an unofficial vote in favor of the ban. They're already protected, and so they should be seen as one of us against it. I would also like to have you consider that just as there have been many people trying to say that there will be agriculture under the panels, it has been tried. One really common thing is that they say there will be sheep, but Australia has tried it and they have found that the sheep are eating the wires. It can't be done. You obviously can't use goats. You can't use cows. They tried sheep and they still eat the wires. Additionally, even if they did try them here, the cold weather in the winter makes it absolutely ridiculous to try to build the infrastructure necessary to make them a humane living condition for the farm animals. Please notice how other solar projects happen elsewhere in Ohio. The utility scale solar transfers property rights from the citizens for many decades to companies that are playing shell games. Please certify Knox County's opposition to the government cash grab that is this greenwashed corporate colonialism. Thank you.
Sarah.
Good evening. My name is Gary Kester, and I am a resident of Knox County in Mount Vernon. I'm here to speak in support of the resolution to implement solar exclusion zones in Knox County. I'm a practicing mechanical engineer with over 45 years of industrial and commercial engineering experience in the design, the development, and production of electrical power generating systems, including solar power. Our federal government has mandated the conversion of the current electric grid from being fueled by carbon-based fuels to an alternative source of solar energy, that is solar farms. In my experienced judgment, solar farms are not an economical nor a technically viable energy source to power our American grid. America's highly technical and manufacturing-based economy requires a reliable, efficient power grid to support the largest, the most complex and time-sensitive economy in the world. Solar farms are not capable of meeting these requirements. Building our grid around solar farms will and is creating an unreliable and costly grid. Whether we believe there is a climate warming issue or not, destroying our current grid for the sake of implementing solar farms technology is not a solution. Further to that point, the PGM, the federal agency responsible for managing the electric grid in Ohio, has stated in its own recent publications the inadequacy of the solar farms to reliably and economically support the operational needs of the American grid. This is why there is no real emergency marking for solar farms in the United States. The Green Revolution is not market-driven by real market economics. The fact is that if solar farms were a viable, competitive form of electric power generation and save us money, we would not have to be compelled into accepting them by government mandate and subsidies. Today, we live in a very unstable, rapidly changing world, and we cannot forecast where America will be economically, technically, and socially in 10, 20, or 40 years from now. It makes no sense to replace Ohio's prime resource, its valuable farmland, for the unreliable and unproven solar utility technology now under review by the Ohio Power Siting Board. I strongly support the resolution for the exclusion of solar farms in all of Knox County. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary.